What is going on, Ada Nation? Welcome to Dapp Central. My name is Fareed, and as a part of today's video, we're going to be jumping into the latest news and pieces surrounding the Cardano ecosystem. First things first, we're going to jump into the weekly development report, which is released by the Cardano Foundation. Following that, I want to touch on an ongoing event, which actually kicks off today, which is going to be NFTxLV, taking place in Vegas. As you guys can see, I'm shooting from a different location, as I'll be attending the event later myself today. Now, following that, we've got some pretty big news surrounding Minswap and the fact that they're going to now be adding a brand new staking feature for Cardano holders. Now, after that, we're going to jump into some news surrounding World Mobile and the fact that they've released some additional airnotes, as well as the fact that they're getting ready to kick off, I believe, an Aerostat in the African region. Following updates surrounding World Mobile, we're going to jump into DEX Hunter, which is going to be a DEX aggregator, which just launched on the 29th of October, on the 29th of September. And then we're going to jump into Wanchain, which is also teasing out a brand new stablecoin coming to Cardano. Now, we don't know exactly which one this will be, but it does look like it's going to be bridged using their platform. Last but not least, we've got the Metera NFT sale, which will be kicking off today as well, which I'll be providing you guys some updates with. As always, if you guys do enjoy these types of updates, I would appreciate you if you could tap that like button. If it's your first time stopping by the channel and you want more content like this surrounding the top builders in Cardano, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you have any questions for me, then make sure to leave them down in the comment section below. I'm also a single stake pool operator operating the official Dapp Central stake pool, which is stake pool ticker DAPP. As always, I do appreciate your guys' support here, not only on the YouTube channel, but also with the stake pool. Jumping into the very first topic I want to jump into as a part of today's video, we're going to take a look at the weekly development report. So as it stands right now, we have a total of 144 projects launched. We're now nearing 1,300 builders with 8.9 million native tokens and just about 10,000 total scripts on the network. Now, this is the combination of both V1 and V2. Again, keep in mind that V1 was pre-Vassal hard fork and V2 was post-Vassal hard fork. Looking on the left-hand side there, some of the key highlights include ongoing work for the core technology. We've also got some new functionality in development for Lace. We've also got the Sancho net, which continues to make progress, as well as Catalyst funding round number 10 voting results, which have officially been made available. If you guys missed my video breaking those particular numbers down, I'll leave the link to that video down below. But I broke down all of the projects that were funded and all of those that were rejected as a part of the latest funding round. Now, because funding round number 10 has just concluded, I believe that we're going to be waiting on funding round number 11 to kick off very soon. Now, the last piece at the very bottom is going to be surrounding an educational event, which I believe will be taking place in the University of Malta, which is labeled the Cardano Days event. Guys, also keep in mind that the Cardano Summit will be taking place in Dubai from November 2nd all the way through the 4th, and that'll be highlighting all of the greatest builders in the Cardano community, as well as just bringing the entire community together for one special weekend. So that's going to wrap it up for the weekly development report. Jumping into the next tab, what I have here is going to be a comparison of the weekly development report when we look all the way back on September of 2022, and we compare that to September of 2023. So taking a look at the projects launched, we have more than 40 new projects which have launched since the last year. We've got almost 200 new projects building. And then you guys can take a look at the bottom there. We only had 3,200 Plutus scripts and we now have 10,000. So a pretty big change here, a lot of growth and just a lot of maturity in the Cardano ecosystem. I do want to give a shout out here to Alexander Legolas for this particular chart. Moving into the next set of tabs here, as I mentioned earlier, we are currently getting ready for NFTxLV here in Vegas. And so here we have the Cornucopia's team getting ready, setting up their pretty big booth. I think if it's going to be just like last year, that they're going to have one of the biggest spaces at the actual event. Now, last year we saw, I believe, more than 50 to 60 different NFT projects. And this year, because the event will be a cross-chain event, we could probably expect to see even more projects in attendance. We've got another screenshot here from the Cornucopia's team. Jumping over into the next tab, we've got Kevin, and then we've got Viva La Bitcoin. And I believe that's going to be his significant other just hanging out there at the casino prepping for the first day, which will be kicking off later today. Jumping into the next tab, we've got Ryan Jones, co-founder of Noom, also getting ready to hit the road for NFTxLV. And then last but not least, we've got Theo, who is going to be the operator of Chef Pool, who actually met in person at the Rare Bloom or Rare Evo event, which took place last month, who's also getting ready to catch a flight to head over to Vegas for the event. I believe that will take us through the updates here surrounding just Cardano in general and some of the ongoing events. The next thing I want to jump into is going to be some news pieces surrounding the Minswap token and the fact that there's now going to be a new opportunity to stake your Mint tokens in order to earn passive ADA rewards as a part of their latest fee switch. So if you guys are not familiar with Minswap, they're going to be the biggest DEX right now on Cardano with the majority of the liquidity. So similar to how JPEG appears to have the biggest piece of the market share, we're going to see Minswap have the biggest piece of the market share when it comes to decentralized exchanges. To be fair, they are number one in terms of TVL on the entire chain, with the Indigo protocol shortly sneaking up on them. I believe they're just a couple of $1 million now in terms of TVL behind Minswap. So Minswap could be dethroned here over the next couple of months. Now, that aside, this article, which I'll leave the link to down below, breaks down all of the Mint staking. And as I mentioned before, the Mint token is going to be the native governance token for the Minswap DEX. And you can now stake that. And I'm going to break down the actual staking periods in order to earn ADA from the fees generated from the actual protocol. So jumping over into the article here, I did highlight a couple pieces here, which I'm going to jump into. But as always, I'll leave the link to the full dedicated article down below if you want to check it out on your own. So kicking off here at the very top are the TLDR. It states that Mint staking will commence on October 2nd, so in just a little bit over a week of 2023. Mint holders will be able to stake their Mint tokens for ADA rewards coming in from trading fees, again, which were basically managed as a part of that fee switch. So as an example, anytime that somebody makes a switch, there's a batcher fee and some other fees included, and a piece of that or a portion of that goes over to the Minswap treasury, and that will be dispersed to Mint token stakers. Now, staking periods are going to be a total of 1, 3, 6, or 9 months in terms of length with corresponding boosts. We're going to jump into the boosts here in just a minute. Now, if Mint rewards, or if the Mint tokens, are unstaked early, all accrued rewards will be forfeited. So you want to make sure that whatever time lock you agree to, that you're willing to stick it out for the entire time. So you're not going to be stuck where you won't be able to withdraw your Mint tokens, but if you do, you then forfeit all of your rewards. Scrolling down, we have the implementation here again. Starting on October 22nd, starting on October 2nd of 2023, Mint holders will have the option to stake their Mint tokens in order to receive ADA rewards. Now, every time somebody swaps or makes a swap on Minswap, there is a 0.3 fee, of which 0.05% of that will be going towards the fee switch. So a pretty small amount, if we're being honest, but keep in mind that there's thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of trades taking place on the Minswap DEX. Now, the team did leave the address here, or the wallet address, for where the rewards are currently held. And again, I'll leave this down below as a part of today's video description if you want to check that out on your own. Now, the very last piece I want to jump into here is going to be surrounding the actual rewards. So if you stake your Mint for 1 month, you're not going to get any boosted rewards. If you stake your Mint tokens for 3 months, you'll get 3x boosted rewards. Whereas with a 6-month stake, you'll get 6x boosted rewards. And then last but not least, with a 9-month stake, you'll get 9x the boosted rewards. That is going to wrap it up for the first topic here as a part of today's video, jumping into the Minswap token. If you guys are not aware, the very first piece of utility for the token was for governance, and so they've had their governance portal open for quite a bit of time. And the most recent vote that we saw was surrounding Project Catalyst funding round number 10, where there was a vote as to whether or not ADA, as a part of the LP or the liquidity pools on the Minswap DEX, should be used for voting in that latest Project Catalyst round. So now that we have that particular story out of the way, I want to jump into the next topic, which is going to be the World Mobile project. Now, World Mobile is going to be aiming to connect the unconnected through their sharing economy, which is already kicked off in Zanzibar. They're going to be moving over into the United States, and they're also going to be using their cookie cutter model within Pakistan. Now, the first piece of news is surrounding their community update. If you guys are not aware, once per month, we got Mickey and the entire team from the World Mobile team who break down all of their latest developments and also answer community questions for about an hour to 2 hours at length. Now, the next community update will be taking place on September 29th at 1600 UTC. Now, the team is also attending NFTLV. I'm going to be sitting down with Alan Omnet, their COO, breaking down all of their latest developments and the fact that they potentially are going to be getting an Aerostat up in the air very soon. And so if you guys have any questions surrounding that or that you would like for me to post to Alan, then make sure to leave those down in the comment section below. Now, they're also attending, I believe it's called Mobile World Congress, which is also taking place in Vegas. So it just really happened to line up on both ends. Last year, I believe that it took place in Barcelona, but this year it's taking place in Vegas right at the same time that NFTLV is taking place. So I'll be aiming to catch up with the team, sit down with them, and pose a few questions surrounding their latest updates. Again, friendly reminder to join their community space if you're not in attendance here in person at NFTLV. The next news piece I want to jump into is going to be some new air nodes which have been deployed. So we now have the addition of 9 new air nodes within the Zanzibar region. If you guys are not aware, they are now targeting Paje and Nungwe, which is going to be tourist specific areas with the latest developments or with the latest release of their air nodes. So we now have a total of 447, and I mentioned this before. Last year they had a total of 225 deployed. So we are well ahead of beating the amount of air nodes that were deployed just last year alone. So that is going to be it there, pretty short and sweet. The very last thing I want to jump into here surrounding World Mobile is the fact that they've been teasing us for quite a bit of time. So Gregory Gottlieb, head of their Aerostat platforms, left the Dubai area, and he's now confirmed to be in Africa. Now, where specifically in Africa, we are not sure of just yet. Now, they look like they're setting up what appears to be an Aerostat launch. If I scroll through some of these pictures here, you guys can take a look for yourselves. Again, they haven't decided or they haven't given out the location just yet, but this is going to be a pretty big announcement given the fact that they've been working for over 2.5 years to get an Aerostat up in the air. I know that they were trying to get it up and running in Zanzibar, where they have the majority of the air nodes already in circulation, but with their government, they seem to have had some slowdowns and some hiccups along the process. So it looks like another country may have given them the green light in order to proceed with this step. So again, that's going to wrap it up there for all the updates surrounding the World Mobile project. As always, if you guys are enjoying today's video, I would appreciate you if you could tap that like button. If it's your first time stopping by the channel and you want more content like this surrounding the top builders on Cardano, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions for me surrounding anything we're touching on as a part of today's video, then make sure to leave a comment down below. Jumping into the next story here, we are going to be talking about DEX Hunter. If you guys are not aware, DEX Hunter is going to be a DEX aggregator, allowing you to get the best swaps on the market, basically looking across all the DEXs on the Cardano network. So if you've got a pretty big trade and you don't want to have a huge price impact on just a single liquidity pool, you can use a platform like DEX Hunter in order to split or spread that order out amongst the top DEXs on Cardano. I believe they've integrated Wi-Fi, Minswap, Sunday Swap, let's see here, Muesli Swap, and I believe Spectrum Finance as well. Now, they just launched on today, which is going to be September 29th, and they were in beta already. I did release a video breaking that down, so if you guys missed that video, I'll leave the link to that down in the video description. So shout out to nmelon and the rest of the team. Again, they've been building for quite a bit of time. They rebranded from Jungle Analytics to DEX Hunter, strictly focusing on the DEX aggregation and the alerts portion of what Jungle used to provide back in the day. Now, jumping into the next tab, they are going to have their own Hunt/ADA liquidity pool on the Spectrum Finance DEX. If you're not familiar with the Hunt token, it's going to be their governance token for the platform, which if you hold certain amounts will actually allow for you to get your orders executed much faster. Again, I'll leave the link to that down below. And then they also provide some additional perks for the Hunt token. Now, with respect to the actual liquidity pool that will be kicking off on the Spectrum Finance DEX, they're going to have a 25% APR And they're also going to include farming for the Hunt token. Now, with farming, typically you would get rewards in the Hunt and ADA, but again, I'm not exactly sure given the fact that they're going to be doing this with Spectrum Finance. And I would assume also that we're going to see additional liquidity pools kicking off on some of the other major DEXs, which possibly include the Minswap DEX. Last but not least, we did see the team release some of their addresses for the team tokens, their rewards, their trading, and for their marketing. Now, the cool thing about this is that they're going to be doing this through the use of ADA handles. If you guys are not familiar with ADA handles, they're going to be an NFT-powered wallet naming solution, simplifying the process of sending and receiving on the Cardano network without having to use your long Cardano wallet address. So just a little bit of a quality of life feature here coming in from the DEX Hunter team. That will wrap it up there for all the updates surrounding DEX Hunter. Moving into the next piece, we're going to talk a little bit about Wanchain, and this is going to be a pretty quick update. But if you guys are not familiar with Wanchain, they're going to be a bridging protocol which has now connected ERC20 compatible networks with Cardano, and we've already seen the rollout of USDT and USDC from different ecosystems over into the Cardano network as a part of the collaboration with the Wanchain bridge. They also took the opportunity to bridge over their Wanchain token or their WAN token and a few other assets. Now, the cool thing about this is that it is going to be a two-way bridge. So not only are the Cardano community members getting access or exposure to assets not native to Cardano, again, i.e. USDT or USDC, but we're also not going to have the ability to get Cardano over into other ERC20 compatible networks. So as a part of that, they're going to be wrapping ADA on the Cardano network and then bridging that over into Ethereum, Polygon, Matic, and all these other networks. Similarly, the versions of USDT and USDC will be wrapped on the Cardano network. So that's just a little bit of the background surrounding Wanchain. And the main piece that I want to highlight here was the fact that because we already have USDC and USDT, there's now an announcement around a brand new stablecoin coming to Cardano. I know that USDC and USDT are going to be the largest, and so I'm not necessarily sure what else we can get exposure to aside from those two. Keep in mind that we already have two other stablecoins native to Cardano with a third one on the way. We've got JED, we've got IUSD, and we're now expecting Mehen from the Mehen team to be coming online, and that one is going to be a fiat-backed stablecoin. So let me know what you guys think down below as to what the next potential stablecoin that we could potentially see coming into the Cardano ecosystem from the Wanchain team could potentially be. So that's going to wrap it up for that. Last but not least, we are going to jump into some updates surrounding Metera. If you guys are not familiar with Metera, they're going to be an index-style platform building on Cardano, and we're going to see two other platforms very similar to them coming online as well. That's going to be Linkage Finance as well as the Maze protocol. Now, I released a fully dedicated video breaking down the Metera White NFT. This is going to be the third NFT within their collection of NFTs, providing us or acting as a bond once they actually have their TGE. So I believe there is the Metera Black, which gives you access to 1.1 million of the Metera tokens or their governance token. There's the Metera Blue, which I released a video on as well, which gives you access to 8,800 tokens of the Metera token once they actually launch or once the TGE occurs. And then last but not least, there is the Metera White, which is yet to be minted. So the first two, the black and the blue, have already minted. And I believe there's going to be a total supply of 1,500 of the Metera Whites, giving you access to, I believe it's about 6,400 of their tokens once the TGE occurs. The cool thing about this white sale is that they will be doing it in two phases. Phase number one will give you, I believe it's about a 13 to 14% discount on the value of the Metera token against the official public launch sale price. And then the second stage will give you a discount of, I believe, 6% or so. So if you're interested in getting access to the Metera platform, and if you're a believer in the project, then I definitely recommend picking up one of the whites well ahead of the TGE, given the slight discount on the actual token. Now, the news piece here is going to be surrounding the fact that they're going to be partnering up with NMaker, which is going to be a platform that provides minting services on Cardano in order to mint their Metera White NFT collection. I believe this will kick off at 1700 UTC, and I'll leave the link to the fully dedicated article breaking down the utility and the use case of this particular NFT. In the very last tab here for today's video, we have all the details surrounding stage 1, which is going to be a supply of 500. The remaining 1,000 will go out as a part of stage number 2. The price is going to be 135 ADA, and again, that discount is going to be about 13% from the TGE or from the public sale price. So that will take me there through the end here for today's Cardano Scoop. Not only did we touch on the recent weekly development report, we touched on NFTxLV. We jumped into some updates surrounding Mint staking, World Mobile kicking off an Aerostat, as well as DEX Hunter, Wanchain releasing an unidentified stablecoin, and then last but not least, Metera and their Metera White NFT sale. If you guys learned anything along the way as a part of today's video, I would appreciate you if you could tap that like button. If it's your first time stopping by the channel and you want more content like this surrounding the top builders on Cardano, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions for me at all surrounding anything we've touched on as a part of today's video, then make sure to leave a comment down below. That said, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.